Hello everyone, welcome to Cookroyd, and my name is Saurabh Kukreja. Today we are going to do a day 6 challenge in which we will be working on combination of strings as well as loops. So the task over here is that we are given a string and we have to divide that string into its even indexes with a space and then odd indices. And this too is how many inputs we are providing. We'll do it in Kotlin today. And okay, so let's begin. So first step that we have to do is we have to accept the input. And to accept the input, what I'll do is I'll say var scan. I'll get the scanner so that user can input the fields. This is the way we accept the scanner, and then we will accept a integer value. So I'll say number of indexes that we want to test, which is an integer. So I'll say scan dot next int. And what Kotlin does is whenever it tries to read the integer, it prints a blank empty line. So to avoid that, we'll just say scan.next line. We'll go to the next line to be able to read the next input. And now we have got the index, which means we have received how many indices or how many test cases user wants to run. Now we have to go through each of the test case. Like first test case is hacker, second test case is rank. We'll go through each of the test case and we'll divide it based on the even and odd indexes. So now to accept the input, what we'll do is we'll run a for loop for I in until index. So what until does is there are a couple of ways that we can run loops in Kotlin. So the first way is until, in which let's say if the user inputs the value of 2, this loop will run for 0 because first we are giving as 0, and then 1 until 2. It will not run the second part. Another way is if I edit it like this with dots, then it will run 0, 1 and 2 as well. But obviously we just have to run 2 test cases, so I'll say until index. Cool. And then I'll delete this. Now we will accept the test cases. For that we'll say var input equals scan dot next line. It will read the input, and then we will let's make a different method to print the different indexes. So I'll name that method as print even odd indexes, and we will pass in our input to this guy. So now we will make one method which will be same name, input now what we have to do is we have to print even and odd indexes. So for that, let's just take two variables. First one is even index. We'll put a blank empty string, and then second is var odd index. Now what we'll do is we'll loop through this input and we will see which index, like which character is at the even point. We will put it in the even index list, and then secondly again, like if it's not even itself, it will go into odd index. So to do that, again we'll run a for loop from I in 0 to, we need to calculate the length, so let's just say val input length equals input dot length. Now imagine length of any string. Let's say if my name is Saurabh, the length of this is 017, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But I don't want to loop because I'm starting my loop from 0. So I will say input length -1, or I can simply do -1 over here and then say 0 to input length. Or I can also do, if I don't want to do -1 here, I can say until input length. Now my logic of checking whether I is integer, I is even or not, I'll just say if I %2 equal 0, what should I do? I'll keep appending the even indexes in my equals input dot get I dot to string, else or index, right? So this part will be same and it will just be or index. That's it. And now I'll just print it. Now to print, I'll say print with the $sign. I'll say even index space $sign or index. That's it. Let's try to run, see how it works out. Okay. HCE. Oh, we have to print ln for the next line. Awesome. Okay, let's just submit it. So the main concepts that we learned over here is how to run the for loop, which we did earlier as well. We discussed about until and then dot parameters, the two ways to do two ways to learn or implement for loop, and also we learned about how we can manipulate strings. Awesome. So all these test cases ran successfully. Thank you so much guys for day 6. Stay tuned for day 7 challenge. Thank you.